So who's paying the rebels who've taken parts of Aleppo? Is the Assad government in danger of falling? What is happening exactly in your view in Syria?
Well, we had a deal when this crisis started, and we are organized the Astana process of Russia, Turkey, and Iran. We meet regularly, and another meeting is being planned before the end of the year or early next year to discuss the situation on the ground. And the rules of the game is to help Syrians to come to terms with each other and to prevent separatist trends from getting strong. That's what the Americans are doing in the east of Syria when they groom some Kurdish separatists using the profits from oil and grain, salt, the resources which they occupy. This Astana format is a useful combination of players, if you wish, and we are very much concerned. After this happened with Aleppo and surroundings, I had a conversation with the Turkish Minister of Foreign Affairs and with Iranian colleague. We agreed to try to meet this week.
Did you see it coming?
Hopefully in Doha, in the margins of this international conference. We would like to discuss the need to come back to strict implementation of the deals on Idlib area, because Idlib de-escalation zone was the place from where the terrorists moved to take Aleppo, and the arrangements reached in 2019 and 2020 provided for our Turkish friends to control the situation in the Idlib de-escalation zone and to separate the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, former Nusra, from the opposition which is non-terrorist and which cooperates with Turkey. Apparently, it is not yet the. And another deal was the opening of M5 route from Damascus to Aleppo, which is also now taken completely by the terrorists. So we, as ministers of foreign affairs, would discuss the situation, hopefully, this coming Friday, and the military of all three countries and the security people are in contact with each other.
But the Islamist groups, the terrorists you just described, who is backing them?
Well, we have some information, and we would like to discuss with all our partners in this process the way to cut the channels of financing and arming them. The information which is being floated, and it's in the public domain, mentions the Americans, the Brits, among others. Some people say that Israel is interested in making this situation aggravate so that Gaza is not under very close scrutiny. It's a complicated game. Many actors are involved, and I hope that the contacts which we are planning for this week will help stabilize the situation.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
I met him several times when he was having meetings with Putin, and when he received me twice, I think, in the Oval Office when I was visiting for bilateral talks. Well, I think he's a very strong person, a person who wants results, who doesn't like procrastination on anything, and this is my impression. He's very friendly in discussions, but this does not mean that that he is pro-Russian, as some people try to present him. The amount of sanctions we received under the Trump administration was very, very, very big. And we respect any choice which is made by the people when they vote. We respect the choice of American people, and we are open, as Putin said, we are open to contacts with, we have been open all along with the current administration. And we hope that when Donald Trump is inaugurated, we will understand what the ball, as Putin said, is on their side. We never severed our contacts, our ties in economy, trade, on security, on anything.
And my final question is, how sincerely worried are you about an escalation in conflict between Russia and the United States, knowing what you do?
Well, we started with this question more or less.
It seems the central question.
Yes, and the Europeans say that it's not, they whisper to each other that it is not for Zelensky to dictate the terms of the deal, it's for the US and Russia. I don't think we should be presenting our relations as, two guys decide for everybody. Not at all. It is not our style. We prefer the manners which dominate in BRICS, in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, where the UN Charter principle of sovereign equality of states is really embodied. The US is not used to respect sovereign equality of states. The United States, when they say we cannot allow Russia to win on Ukraine because this would undermine our rules-based world order. And rules-based world order is American domination. Now, by the way, NATO, at least under Biden administration, is eyeing the entire Eurasian continent. Indian, Pacific strategies, South China Sea, East China Sea is already on NATO agenda. NATO is moving infrastructure there. AUKUS, building quartet Indo-Pacific 4, they call it. Japan, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea. US, South Korea, and Japan are building military alliance with some nuclear components. So, and Stoltenberg, the former Secretary General of NATO, said last year after the summit, which he said, your Atlantic security is indivisible from Indo-Pacific security. When he was asked, does it mean that you go beyond territorial defense? No, it doesn't go beyond territorial defense, but to defend our territory, we need to be present there. This element of preemption is more and more present. But with the United States, we don't want war with anybody. And as I said, 5 nuclear states declared at the top level in January 2022 that we don't want confrontation with each other and that we shall respect each other's security interests and concerns. And it also stated that nuclear war can never be won, and therefore nuclear war is not possible. And the same was reiterated bilaterally between Russia and the United States, Putin, Biden, when they met in 21 in Geneva in June. Basically, they reproduced the statement by Reagan and Gorbachev of 1987, I think, no nuclear war. And this is absolutely in our vital interest, and I hope that this is also in vital interest of the United States. I say so because some time ago, Mr. Kirby, who is White House communications coordinator or whatever, he was asking questions, answering questions, and about escalation and about possibility of nuclear weapons being employed. And he said, oh, no, we don't want escalation because then if there is some nuclear element, then our European allies would suffer. So even mentally, he excludes that the United States can suffer. And this is something which makes the situation a bit risky. It might, if this mentality prevails, then some reckless steps could be taken, and this is bad.
So what I think you're saying is American policymakers imagine there could be a nuclear exchange that doesn't directly affect the United States, and you're saying that's not true.
That's what I said, yes. No, but you know, professionals in deterrence, nuclear deterrence policy, they know very well that it's a very dangerous game. And to speak about a limited exchange of nuclear strikes is an invitation to disaster, which we don't want to happen.
Mr. Lavrov, thank you very much.
Thank you.